Okay, this is assignment 2. Now here the description is slightly more. It goes like this. An order has an order number, a list of items, and total to be paid. The item has item code, item price, and quantity. One row in the item list will have details of one item described above and a subtotal. The subtotal can be calculated as the product of the item price and quantity of the item. The total of the order can be calculated by adding subtotals of all the rows listed in the order. Now you have to go through this particular description twice, thrice, as many times as you feel like, and you have to identify all the nouns and write them here. After you write all the nouns, you will find that some of the nouns are related to each other. You have to group them together. From the group, you will get to know that some nouns are conveying more information than the other nouns. So you have to group up all the nouns which are conveying more information and less information like this. So you will find that one noun will correspond to having a holistic information conveyed through it, and the other nouns will correspond to small pieces of information conveyed through them. So when you arrive at such kind of a grouping, you will find that you have come up with classes identified and the groups which are there, which will lead you to the attribute and classes together. Now belonging to the attribute and the class, you have to come up with a method which can be coded or which can be complete by the attributes which are there with the class. Okay, in the sense, suppose over here, what are the nouns which you do get that you are going to write them here. If I pick up this and rewrite over here, then order is one noun, order number is another noun, then items is one more noun, list is one more noun, total is one more noun, item again has come, item code is again here, item price is here, and quantity is here. Then row is one noun, then again item list is one more, then subtotal is one more. So subtotal can be calculated as the product of item price and quantity of the product. This part you will find that this goes along with the verbs. So subtotal can be calculated as product of item price and quantity of item. So if I say identify verbs, can be calculated is the part which goes as the verb. How? As the product of price and quantity of the item. Let's give another color to this. See, the reason for giving different color is that you have to calculate the subtotal. this can go as the behavior, and you have to actually calculate the value of the subtotal, which will be the product of item price and the quantity. This means what? This particular statement is giving you a clue as to how you are supposed to calculate the subtotal. Are you getting it? So what is the behavior and how you have to come up with the calculation, even that you might get as the hint from the description. That this is the example for that. Now total, the total of the order can be calculated. Again, total of the order can be calculated will come here. Total of the order can be calculated. Again, this is the phrase which will be useful for the method. How? By adding subtotal of all the rows listed in the order. So if we copy this here, you will find that this particular part gives the hint of how you are going to calculate the code. So this C green part is giving you the method body, and the green part is giving you the method name, right? So it is a subtotal. So subtotal you should know. So you should judge the method return type. Even the total of the order you should know. So you should judge what is going to be the return type of this particular method. So now the dissection is done for noun identification, the verb identification, or the phrase identification of the verbs, and then you are going to go ahead. So now you have to look at the nouns. So order, order number, list of items, and total. This is what is said about the order. Okay. Then item, item code, item price, and quantity. This is what is said about the item. Okay. One row in the item list will have details of one item described above and subtotal. Means what? If you imagine that the order is made up of several rows, then one row will have item details first and then the subtotal. The second row will have again the item details first and then the subtotal. See, in the first row you might have the item such as say book. In the second row you might have the item such as say notebook. In the third row you might have the item such as say pencils. In the fourth row you might have the item such as say pens. What I want to say is, in one row you will not have the item details of more than one item. Each row will have the item details which correspond to just one type of item, I mean to say. See, books, if you buy 5 books, then the quantity will be 5. And if the price of each book is going to be say 500 rupees, so item code will be something like say 04 is the code for book. Then the item name will be book. Item price will be 500. The quantity will be say 5, and then this is so far as the item details are concerned. Then in the row other than item details, what is going to be there? Subtotal. How do you calculate that? Using product price or item price and the quantity. So this is what you get. So about the class diagram, what contains the outermost information? Okay, order. What I would say, order has a item list. Okay, item list has item details and subtotal. Okay, item list has item details and subtotal. What I want to say is, suppose you go in a building, then what do you say? A building has floors. It is a multi-storied building. So a building has floors. Every floor has flats, and every flat has rooms. So if you see from top, from building we have reached floor. So you can imagine that the building is constituting of 3-4 floors. From one floor we have reached into the flats which are there on that floor. So floor to flat, you have gone one level down. In flat you may say that there are 4 rooms in each flat. So from flat to rooms you have gone again one level down. So when you consider the situation like this, you say that it is has a relationship. That is, this kind of relationship is a whole part relationship. Okay, so this is a whole part relationship, which is very important, and this particular assignment is meant for this only, understanding the whole part relationship. So this is something which I wanted to convey. Now identify the classes and draw the class diagram. Thank you.